Dear learners, we have been learning about different parts of speech in the previous episodes. Today, we shall learn about the preposition. The word preposition is preposition, means positioned before. A preposition sits before a word, mostly a noun or a pronoun, to show that word's relationship to another nearby word. Hence, we can define that a preposition is a word used to link nouns, pronouns, or phrases to other words within a sentence. They act to connect the people, objects, time, and locations of a sentence. Prepositions are usually short words and they are normally placed directly in front of nouns. In some cases, you will find prepositions in front of gerund verbs also. In short, we can say prepositions bind the words together to form a meaningful sentence. They do this by expressing position, movement, possession, time, and how an action is completed. Dear learners, in the outset, I want to say that being an English teacher, I am in the research of using correct prepositions. Even the most advanced English students have some difficulty with it. You need to have a good practice of listening, reading, and writing of English literature to get a good idea of using correct prepositions. So, it is not easy to make you perfect in this topic in 30 minutes. I shall try my level best to take you to some extent. There are about 150 prepositions. Out of them, here is the list of the commonly used 50 one-word prepositions in alphabetical order. About, across, after, against, along, amid, among, around, as, at, before, behind, below, beneath, beside, between, beyond, by, despite, down, during, except, excluding, for, from, in, including, inside, into, like, near, of, on, opposite, outside, over, since, through, to, toward, under, unlike, until, up, upon, with, within, without. Many of them are used as different types of prepositions with different meanings. There are 4 types of prepositions: Preposition of Position, Preposition of Direction, Preposition of Location, and Preposition of Time. Let us see what Preposition of Position is. It is also known as Preposition of Place. A preposition of position states where the two things in a sentence are related to each other. These are the prepositions of positions. The images displayed here show the position of the red ball or bar in relation to the blue box or boxes. Above. The red ball is above the blue box. Across. A red bar is lying across the blue boxes. Against. The red bar is lying against the blue box. Among. The red ball is among the blue boxes. Around. The red balls are around the blue box. Behind. The red ball is behind the blue box. Below. The red ball is below the blue box. Beneath. The red ball is beneath the blue box. Beside. The red ball is beside the blue box. Between. The red ball is between the blue boxes. By. The red ball is by the blue box. In. The red ball is in the blue box. In front of. the red ball is in front of the blue box. Inside, the red ball is inside the blue box. Near, the red ball is near the blue box. Next to, the red ball is next to the blue box. On, the red ball is on the blue box. Outside, the red ball is outside the blue box. Over, the red ball is over the blue box. Through, the red ball is running through the blue box. Under, the red ball is under the blue box. Underneath, the red ball is underneath the blue box. The next type is prepositions of direction. It is also known as preposition of movement. The prepositions of direction describe how something or someone moves from one place to another or to which direction someone or something moves. The following prepositions are used to indicate direction or movement. Across. The red ball bounced across the blue line. Against. The red ball rolled against the blue box. Along. The red ball is rolling along the blue line. Around. The red ball is rolling around the blue box. Away from. The red ball is rolling away from the blue box. Down. The red ball is rolling down the blue stairs. From. The red ball is coming from the blue box. Into. The red ball is bouncing into the blue box. Off of. The red ball is rolling off of the blue box. Onto. The red ball is bouncing onto the blue box. Out of. The red ball is bouncing out of the blue box. Over. The red ball is bouncing over the blue box. Through. The red ball is rolling through the hole in the blue box. To. The red ball is rolling to the blue box. Towards. The red ball is rolling towards the blue box. Under. The red ball is rolling under the blue box. Up. The red ball is rolling up the blue stairs. In the pictures shown, you must have noticed that some words such as in, out, away are followed by an addition of to, of, from. If these words are followed by location objects, they are prepositions. If there are no location objects, they will no longer be prepositions, they will be adverbs. Let me explain it with examples. Muskan walked into the house. Here, in is accompanied with to and it has the object the house. So, into is a compound preposition. Muskan walked in. Here, in has no object. Hence, it is an adverb of place. Karthik jumped out of the boat. Here, out is followed by of and it has the object boat. So, out of is a compound preposition. Karthik jumped out. Here, out has no object, hence it is an adverb of place. He walked away from me. Here, away is accompanied with from and has the object me. So, away from is a compound preposition. He walked away. Here, away has no object, hence it is an adverb of place. The next type of prepositions are prepositions of location. The prepositions of locations are associated with specific types of locations. They are selective and are to be memorized. The prepositions of location at, in, and on are a bit more complicated than the basic prepositions of position. Sometimes the location prepositions are logical. For example, in a house makes sense because you are physically standing inside the house. Other location prepositions are less logical. For example, on a bus means inside the bus rather than standing on top of the bus. Here is a list of location prepositions and the types of locations they are associated with. Preposition and locations. At. Specific locations, offices, companies, stores, events, parties, desks, counters, etc. In. Enclosed spaces, buildings, organizations, regions, water, deserts, mountain ranges, forests, cities, countries, continents, the sky, space, cars, groups of people, little boats. On. Surfaces, roads, corners, shores, single mountains, islands, planets, public transportation, bikes, big boats, stairs, balconies, walkways, etc. To help you understand the types of locations listed above, here are some real-life examples of at, in, and on to get you started. At. At work, at home, at the bank, at the beach, at Adhartal, at MPEB, at the party, at the bus stop, at the ticket counter, at my desk, at the dining table, at the exit, at the supermarket, at the wedding, at the post office, etc. In. In class, in college, in the hospital, in my car, in a taxi, in a canoe, in the sky, in the universe, in the army, in the Rocky Mountains, in the Pacific, in the crowd, in the theater, in China, in Africa, etc. On. On the floor, on the ground, on the freeway, on the lawn, on the subway, on the Titanic, on the plane, on the Mount Everest, on the stairs, on Mars, on the shore, on the sidewalk, on the balcony, on his motorcycle, on Nicobar Island. At school versus in school. It is important to remember that each preposition expresses an idea. For example, at expresses the idea of being at a specific location, whereas in expresses the idea of being in an institution. Examples. Tina wasn't at home. She was at school. Here, Tina is at that location. I am teaching in Miss Permission School. Here, I am employed in the school. On a street versus in the street. Again, different prepositions have different meanings. On is generally used for street locations such as on Main Street, whereas in is used to talk about standing in the middle of the street. Examples. My house was on the 4th street. Here, my house is at that location. At the time of the accident, he was in the street. Here, he was standing in the middle of the street. At the beach versus on the beach. As described above, you must remember the meanings of the prepositions. At the beach is referring to the location. On the beach suggests the idea of being on the shore. Examples. Shalini wasn't at school. She was at the beach. Here, Shalini is at the locations of school and beach. Lisa wasn't in the ocean when she saw the shark. Luckily, she was on the beach. Here, Lisa was on the sand of the beach. In water versus on water. Once again, the difference depends on the meaning of the prepositions. When you are in water, you are swimming in the water. However, when you are on water, you are floating on the surface of the water in a boat. This applies to lakes, rivers, oceans, and other bodies of water. Examples. We were in the sea all day. Here, in means we were swimming. We were on the sea all day. Here, on means we were in a boat. I have a beautiful house on the sea. Here, on means our house is situated on the shore. The fourth type of prepositions are prepositions of time. The prepositions which indicate the time of an action while joining the words are known as prepositions of time. There are two types of time prepositions in English. The first one is the basic time prepositions such as at, in, and on. Secondly, the functional time prepositions such as after, before, by, during, for, from, in, to, and until or till. Basic time prepositions. The prepositions at, in, and on are associated with specific time categories which must be memorized. For example, we say at 5 p.m. on Monday in June because at is used with clock times, on with the days, and in with the months. Study the categories and the examples below. Preposition, time categories. At, clock times, exact times of day, night, holiday periods. In, months, years, morning or afternoon or evening, seasons, centuries, eras, etc. On, days, dates, holidays, weekends, days plus morning, afternoon, evening, etc. Here are a few real-life examples of at, in, and on. At 3:45 p.m. At noon. At midnight. At sunrise. At sunset. At dawn. At Christmas time. At the close of day. At night. At 6 o'clock. In June, in August, in the winter, in the summer, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the Renaissance, in the 70s, in the 14th century, in 2019. On Tuesday, on March 5, 1962, on Christmas Eve, on the day we met, on the weekend, on weekends, on my birthday, on Thanksgiving, on Friday mornings, on the first day of the month. On Christmas versus at Christmas. Both on and at are used with holidays, but the meaning is different. On is used with specific days and at is used with holiday periods. For this reason, on Christmas means on Christmas Day. That means December 25th. Whereas at Christmas means during the Christmas season. That means the last week of December. There is a similar distinction between longer holidays including Easter, Diwali, Eid, the New Year, etc. Examples. On Christmas, we always eat dinner at my grandparents' house. Means on Christmas Day. I love all the decorations at Christmas. Means at Christmas time. No prepositions with tomorrow, yesterday, next, and last. Do not use on with the words tomorrow or yesterday. Similarly, do not use at, in, or on with any of the words listed above when they follow the words next or last. Examples. I went to the movies on yesterday. It is incorrect. I went to the movies yesterday. It is correct. I went to the movies on last Tuesday. It is incorrect. I went to the movies last Tuesday. It is correct. I shall graduate from college in next month. It is incorrect. I shall graduate from college next month. It is correct. Functional time prepositions. The time prepositions have a more functional usage and show how two or more events relate to each other in time. For example, Liju jogs before dinner means Liju jogs first and eats dinner second. These time prepositions can be hard to translate and are best learned through conversation. Preposition, use, examples. Before, earlier than. Before work, Anwar eats breakfast. From, to. Start time and end time. Anwar works from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. From, until or till. Start time, end time. Anwar works from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. For, amount of time. Anwar works for 8 hours. During, within a time. During the day, Anwar eats a small snack and lunch. By, before a point of time. By 5 p.m., Anwar is quite hungry again. After, later than. After work, Anwar goes home and eats dinner. In, within an amount of time. Anwar eats 4 times in 12 hours. Now, let us discuss about prepositional phrase. A prepositional phrase is a group of words that consists of a preposition, its object, and any words that modify the object. For example, the genie from the brass lamp granted 3 wishes. Here, from the brass lamp is a prepositional phrase that describes the genie. From is the preposition, the brass are modifiers, lamp is the object of the preposition from. The function of prepositional phrases. Prepositional phrases function as either adjectives modifying nouns or adverbs modifying verbs. Prepositional phrases functioning as adjectives that modify nouns. Do you mean that boy in the corner? I know the policeman with the radio. In these sentences, the prepositional phrases are functioning as adjectives. They are modifying the nouns that boy and the policeman. Please buy the scarf with dots. The prepositional phrase with dots describes the noun scarf. The man on the radio has a boring voice. The prepositional phrase on the radio describes the noun man. Give me one of the brown ones. The prepositional phrase of the brown ones describes the pronoun one. Prepositional phrases functioning as adverbs that modify verbs. I live near the stadium. She speaks with notable enthusiasm. In these sentences, the prepositional phrases are functioning as adverbs. They are modifying verbs live and speaks. Lee raised his small dog with utmost pride. The prepositional phrase modifies the verb raised. Before the match, Virat held a press meet. The prepositional phrase before the match modifies the verb held. Ending a sentence with a preposition. There is a difference of opinion among the scholars of English if a sentence can end with a preposition. A preposition typically sits before a noun to show the noun's relationship with another nearby word. As per rules, the preposition cannot be placed at the end of a sentence. However, some sentences have an end with a preposition. Let us observe the following sentences. This is an important point I didn't think about. Here, the preposition about is placed at the end without an object. It is logically not wrong. The sentence can be written in this way, having about between point and which. This is an important point about which I didn't think. Some think that to avoid the confusion, it can be written in this manner. This is an important point I didn't consider. Before ending this episode, I want to summarize the things we have learned by explaining 6 preposition rules. Prepositions form a small but very important role in a sentence. If you can understand and correctly use prepositions, it will greatly improve your fluency. The following rules will help you understand and use prepositions correctly. 1. A preposition must have an object. All prepositions have objects. If a preposition does not have an object, it is not a preposition. It is probably an adverb. A preposition always has an object. An adverb never has an object. Look at these examples. They are in the kitchen. Here, in is a preposition. It has an object, the kitchen. Please come in. Here, in is an adverb. It has no object. It qualifies come. There was a doorway before me. Here, before is a preposition. It has an object, me. I had never seen it before. Here, before is an adverb. It has no object. It qualifies seen. Second one. Preposition means place before. The name preposition indicates that a preposition comes before something as its object. I put it in the box. But even when a preposition does not come before its object, it is still closely related to its object. Who did you talk to? I talked to James. This question means to whom did you talk? To is followed by an object whom. Third, a pronoun following a preposition should be in object form. The noun or pronoun that follows a preposition forms a prepositional object. If it is a pronoun, it should therefore be the objective form such as me, us, you, him, her, it, and them. Not the subjective forms such as I, we, you, he, she, it, and they. For examples, this is from my wife and me. That is between him and her. Mary gave it to them. Fourth one, preposition forms. Prepositions have no particular form. The majority of prepositions are one-word prepositions, but some are 2 or 3-word phrases known as complex prepositions or compound prepositions. Examples for one-word prepositions are before, into, on, etc. Examples for complex prepositions are according to, but for, in spite of, on account of, etc. Fifth one. To preposition and to infinitive are different. Do not confuse the infinitive particle to, such as to sing, to live, etc., with the preposition to, such as to Jabalpur, to me, etc. To as preposition. I look forward to lunch. I look forward to seeing you. They are prepositions. I look forward to see you. It is incorrect. I am used to cars. I am used to driving. They are prepositions. I am used to drive. It is incorrect. To as infinitive particle. They used to live in Moscow. They love to sing. The last one. The golden preposition rule. A preposition is followed by a noun. It is never followed by a verb. Dear learners, here I want to close the vast research on preposition. I tried to make you understand the maximum things I have collected. If you have got an overall idea about preposition, it is enough. Thank you for watching my class. You are requested to subscribe to our channel Miss Permission Group of Schools and press the bell icon to get the notification of the forthcoming posts. It is always advised that my learners have to give the online test after watching each episode. The link for the online test is given in the description box of each episode. In the next episode, we shall meet again with another topic, conjunction.